The other thing,
rice.
This is pretty wild because it's just another thing that you think you're doing fine.
No, you gonna take my white rice away?
Yep.
No, I eat it all the time.
So white rice is heavily processed. And I have to pull up the laptop because there's just so much information about this that I was reading this morning that I don't want to miss anything. So white rice is missing the hull. It's a hard protective coating, the bran, the outer layer, and they call it the germ, which is a nutrient-rich core.
Yeah. And
it says, meanwhile, brown rice only has the hull removed, which is a protective coating. It says, for this reason, white rice lacks many vitamins and minerals that are present in brown rice. So with those things being taken off and processed, you're stripping a bunch of fiber, you're stripping a bunch of nutrients. Brown rice is an entire whole grain, to where white rice is not, obviously, because of all of that. And there's more.
This whole time, just do a zoom in on me, just being so sad.
Yeah.
Your voice in the background.
And what they do with white rice is the enriched white rice is they add nutrients back into it. Also, the same thing they do with milk, adding vitamin D back into it. They add in iron, B vitamins like folic acid.
Son of a...
Niacin,
there goes my
theanine,
kids.
And more, which we've talked about this before. When you eat a whole food, you're getting the balance of everything that you need from it. It's a whole thing. You're getting what your body needs out of it.
It's a complete thing.
It's a complete food.
It's a complete thing.
To where these foods that are heavily processed and then they add nutrients back into it, it's like, okay, white rice, you might as well go eat a bunch of Ritz crackers. I'm sure they've got iron and B vitamins and folic acid and all that sort of shit too. Like, we're just talking about a processed food now, but it's masked as white rice. And rice is grown and whatever. No, you're adding a bunch of crap back into it that these vitamins are not, that they're adding back in. These vitamins and minerals they're adding back into it are not coming from the natural food source of this thing being grown and having the properties within it. It's now being taken from a lab where they have vitamin D and they just throw it back into it. Well, we don't know the quality of this vitamin D. We don't know what natural source it comes from. I don't remember if it was folic acid or if it was a different B vitamin or something, but a lot of your B vitamins come like one of the types of B vitamins. So there's folate, folic acid. We want the folate because that's a natural component. Well, things like folic acid or whatever are created or taken from other stuff.
They're not naturally occurring in your body.
They're not naturally occurring in the food. And
I'm saying in your body. Your body does not our bodies produce those vitamins. Our body does not produce folic acid. It is a foreign substance to our body.
Yes, that we say is vitamin B because for whatever reason. I don't remember which one it was, but one of them they use basically they basically take it from our sewers and break it down into a vitamin.
Yeah.
Which is like, what do we do? I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely insane. Brown rice has fewer calories and carbs than white rice, and it has twice as much fiber. Which also, they say white rice being a little bit easier on the gut and more helpful for digestion. I don't know if I buy that because typically things that have more fiber and are more naturally occurring are going to help your digestive system more than the opposite.
But maybe I would say that maybe I think our digestion is terrible for most people, that we don't have a lot of rich fiber in our diet. Most people don't. I don't either. I'm having to get back to that the amount of fiber, say, in brown rice or certain vegetables is now too harsh on our system. So if you're one of those people, like for me, I would say, yes, it is easier to digest white rice than brown rice. But I have to do the brown rice in smaller dosages, but your body, like, I'm also not getting the benefit of fiber then as much.
Yeah,
because like my digestive system is basically wimpy.
Well, and to me, I use the example of like, okay, so you injured your knee and your version is to just never work out again to avoid the problem, rather than let's work our way back into getting where we need to get to so that we can benefit from resistance training and running and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Brown rice contains more antioxidants and essential aminos. I mean, it's literally just a thing of like brown rice is far and beyond better. Lower glycemic load, which means like basically your rise in blood sugar, how quickly your body processes that into blood sugar and whatever, to where typically people want lower glycemic load so that they're not getting these sugar spikes through their digestion. Where was this?
Cut to a month from now, like, I cannot believe I ever ate white rice.
Yeah, seriously. U.S.-based studies showed that higher intakes of white rice were linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, where higher intakes of brown rice were linked to a significantly lower risk.
I wonder what cultures eat brown rice compared to white rice.
Brown rice consumption has been associated with lower risk of heart disease. Brown rice also contains lignans, which I don't know what that is. It's a plant compound that has been shown to help lower blood pressure, reduce the amount of fat in your blood, and reduce arterial stiffness.
Oh, wow.
And this is just not processing the food.
Which also think of that. How do they process it? How do they think of a grain of rice?
It's got to just be through machines that
they
are
must
able to...
like maybe like an acid, like maybe they melt it off, or it's like a burning process potentially.
It says eating diets in whole grains like brown rice have more consistently been shown to aid weight loss and help maintain a healthy body weight. It's a favorable choice for weight loss as it's more nutritious, contains more fiber, and provides a healthy dose of disease-fighting antioxidants. I mean, this is
crushing me.
It's just that thing that, like, again, just another reason why not to process your food and eat processed foods. Because you're taking all of the beneficial stuff away from the food, and now you're just eating this nothing food. It's just calories at that point.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why we're so overweight and obese in our society. And it's like, well, because you're eating nutritionless food all the time. And then even when people are trying to make healthier choices by, even making rice and making their meal at home, the rice that you're choosing is highly processed and it just doesn't do the job that it's supposed to. So no more white rice. And I looked it up because we were gone for, over a week or whatever. And this morning, immediately have like gut disruptions type stuff. And the last 2 nights we've had white rice. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I should see if that is something. So looking it up, and I'm like, well,
last 2 nights, and we had panda on the way back, so that was rice. Oh no, you had.
I had the noodles. But yeah, I mean, and we didn't eat great over the last 2 weekends, but I didn't wake up with gut disruption.
Sure.
And it's like, it's just odd. I mean, I shouldn't say that I didn't wake up with. There's this specific type of gut disruption thing that I have been having in the mornings when we're home. So I've been trying to kind of figure out what that could be. And I'm curious as to if it's the white rice. I'm having other random issues with eating poorly while we were gone, but not this same reoccurring thing that when we're home, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I've had like bloat the last couple days, and I haven't really had that in a long time. Yeah, I think these little things that it's so much farther beyond just overweight, not overweight. Like, I think that's what it used to be. Is like, you eat unhealthy, you're going to get overweight. You smoke, you might have lung issues. You drink, you have liver issues. Like, it was like just very black and white.
One to where problem. Yeah.
Now it's like, and I mean, the whole saying, not saying, but just like people thinking, well, I cook at home, so we eat healthy. No, you don't. Simply, no, you don't. Yeah. I don't know why that drives me nuts so crazy, but it does. It's like, think about what you're eating, but it's not just because you make it at home. Just because you don't run through McDonald's does not mean that you eat healthy. But it's all of these micro problems that it's hard to know. And I don't blame people. It's a lot to know. That, say with the folic acid thing, there's so many studies coming out with it being related to fertility issues, with it being related to depression issues in females. It's like, okay, yeah.
And it's in your prenatal vitamins.
Like you're prescribed folic acid as a part of your prenatal like complex. It's not occurring in your body.
Yeah, it's foreign.
It's like, it's a foreign entity. Chemical that responds in your body.
It's an alien.
It's an alien that you're putting in your body. But you could be the weight that you're supposed to be. You could look, like you could have all of your markers intact. And you're like, well, why do I have depression issues? Why do I have anxiety issues? Why do I have ADHD issues? It's like, well, because your body has foreign objects in it.